Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset. We're going to roll over to Memphis. Going to talk to the head coach of the Christian Brothers Purple Wave, 1-2, and he's been in some tough ones, folks, and seen a lot of competition. Rolled over here to Nashville, and I'm sure that he was in a lightning delay. We're fixing to find out a little bit about him, and then had to travel back, and it's a tough situation. But anyway, joining us now is the head coach of the Christian Brothers Purple Wave, head coach Thomas McDaniel. How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm doing well, Stork, and we actually did not get. We were able to get our game in before the lightning got to us. We avoided it. They had to rush us off the field as the game ended, but we were lucky that it didn't get postponed. So I know that happened in a lot of spots.
Man, it was a crazy night. Smyrna and Laverne, they said it was just a flood over there, and it was flooding in Shelbyville and lightning all over. And we got off the press box over at Riverdale, and I mean, but once you got into the game, you didn't know anything about all that stuff was going on. I mean, you were numb to that fact. I mean, you was interested in what was going on right in front of you, and take us through it, Coach, because Innsworth, well known for their tradition, and they've got a good team this year, but a tough trip over for the Purple Wave.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we had 3 turnovers, and all 3 of them were on their side of the 50. You just can't do that against a good football team. All 3 of them were in the first half, so it's just it was kind of a comedy of errors for us.
And when it spins out of control like that in the first half, it is really hard to keep anybody focused and say, "Come on, play," because we can get back in this. If they're taking the ball and scoring every time you give it to them, especially when you're nice.
Yeah, and I mean, we like I said, we had our first drive. We had well, first of all, they got the ball on the plus side of the 50 on the opening kickoff because of a failed kickoff coverage by us. We made them battle. I think it was 9 plays from the 35-yard line to score a field goal. We held them to a field goal.
Nice job there. You felt good there.
Yeah, we really battled there, and then got the ball to about the +4 or the -40, and had a fumble that was really senseless. Should have never have happened. Gave the ball to him again. We were battling them on the second drive, and we got a pass interference penalty in the end zone, which gave them a fresh set of downs, which was honestly not a good call. But neither here nor there. So then it was 10-0, and it just could never get into a rhythm. Like I told you last week, we're battling some injuries. We were battling the flu bug last week. Our most kind of targeted receiver at this point in the year, Ryan Hall, went out with a concussion early in the second quarter. That was another fumble.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay, but that was it should have been a targeting penalty, but it wasn't. And and then we had a kind of a goofy kickoff return where the ball landed on the grass. Of course, you know how Innsworth's grass is, and ball just kind of set, as opposed to where we play most of our games on turf. The ball bounces a lot,
right?
And then our guy went to pick it up and muffed it, and they recovered it. So anyway, bottom line is, against a team like Innsworth, as talented as they are, you got to give yourself opportunities to be competitive. And when you turn the ball over 3 times in the first half, you're not doing that. And so we just didn't do the things we needed to do to play winning football for sure, and again, competitive football. We're still learning who our personnel is. We've had again, a couple of injuries that have really had to call some adjustments on both sides of the ball. We have a young outside safety that has kind of been out since the first half of the Germantown game, and we're trying to figure out who to play there in the nickel position, which has been difficult. And moving pieces. It's like a chess match, I guess. But bottom line is, we got a lot of things we got to improve on. did some positive things, but for the most part, I tell our kids all the time, at the end of the day, if we go and play to the best of our ability and it's not good enough, there's nothing to hang your hat on. We didn't play up to our ability. We definitely didn't play to where we were capable of, and that's the disappointing thing. But the good news for us is we got White Station this week, got a chance to bounce back and hopefully play well and do so under some tough circumstances with being 1-2, and then hopefully we can figure out a way to get back on the winning side of things and then get ready for our next region game in Briarcrest.
And talk about that, Coach. It's you're just if they're not focused or they're capable of doing it and everything, and then effort can be there. But if it takes so many different pieces to play this game, and I mean you've lectured me I don't know how many times that all 11, if one of them jumps out of spot, Stork, the whole play is gone. You can't run it. I mean, you can't run it with 10. It don't run with 10. It runs with 11.
Well, I mean, again, if you just have like really, really dynamic people in certain spots, you can afford to have certain, missed assignments or, somebody out of place. But with where we are defensively and the scheme that we're running and we're a little bit undersized, we got to have everybody in the right gaps. And if you're just, a half a hat short in the run game, it can cause problems. Right now for us defensively, we battled the other night. We gave up a couple explosive plays in the passing game, but it wasn't really a matter of getting outmatched. We have an outside safety that really has played inside backer and boundary backer, and he's being asked to do something that he's not really comfortable with in space. That's not ideal, but for him, he's the best option we have right now. That was a problem at times, and then in the run game, with the exception of 3 or 4 different plays, we did a pretty decent job in the run game, but our problem tends to be from Germantown and from Innsworth is that we can't get off the field on third down. So if you're not getting off the field on third down because it's 3rd and 1, that's one thing. But when it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, and you got yourself in a manageable down and distance to win third down and you don't win then, that's discouraging. So that's kind of an Achilles heel for us right now. Again, turnovers have got to, we've got to get better in the turnover ratio. But it's all stuff that I feel like we can fix. And as I've told you before, this thing is there's a long game to this, and I'm old enough and mature enough now with the league that we're in to realize that, you want to be playing really, really good football in August, but you better be playing your best football in October and November. So all is not lost. We got a lot of moving parts right now. We got some people that we got to get healthy, but I think our kids will continue to work hard and stay resilient, and I think we'll continue to improve, and we'll have a chance to keep it moving in the right direction when it really counts.
Well, and even though you're playing young people that get experience, they become experienced players, like you said, along about week 7, week 8. You get a couple of guys back, like you say, and grow up a little bit here and there, and and next thing you know, I mean, you're trading touchdowns with Innsworth, and it's a better ball game than what you got on the bus to come up to Nashville with.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, we're in a league where when you're in region play, if you don't play up to your best ability on any given Friday night, it's going to be tough sledding. So,
oh yeah,
I mean, again, we have a long way to go.
Yeah,
but we'll keep getting better, and I believe our kids understand that. We'll move forward.
And you talk about the league, and Ralph Potter's good. He's down at, they're down at the Blue Tornadoes down at McCallie, and then you start talking about MBA, they're good, and then you start talking about Innsworth, they're good, and Knox, I mean, like there's Briarcrest, and all
they're all good.
They're all good. And they know what they're doing, and they got great staffs, and they got a great plan, and if you're not prepared, the outcome, it can really fly away from you quick, and the writing can be on the wall very quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, again, you can be prepared. It still boils down to a matter of execution, and at the end of the day, the execution is what's at a premium. And again, turnovers, penalties, getting off the field on third down, those are the things that are part of the execution. If you don't execute those things, the rest of it doesn't really matter.
Good holiday. I'm sure you watched some college football. And did you grill anything? Did you cook anything?
Yeah, I got together with my brother-in-law and one of my buddies, and had a day of gluttony, if you will.
Yeah.
Watching college football, and did that some Saturday and Sunday, and grilled some ribeyes, and whatever. Had a big time. Watched some really good college football games. Watched a few of them that were boring. But ended up exciting in the end, and we're right back in the middle of the crazy season of college football, and which starting next week will be the NFL. So it's hard to believe we're back in it, but here it is.
And Coach Rankin said the same thing. Yeah, a little of it was sloppy, but still entertaining to us. It may not have been the best football on the field, but some of those games, but still very close in some of them, and I'm sure some of those teams got their cleanups and woes as we can continue to follow them in the news, and as they approach week 2.
Yep, it's again, it looks like it's still the usual suspects right now in college football for some of them, but man, Georgia looked impressive. Alabama looked impressive. I think I obviously have no dog in the fight. I think they probably ought to slow down a little bit on the preseason rankings. I'm not sure how much merit those things hold, but after week 1, there's a few teams at the top that really look like they're kind of head and shoulders better than everybody else. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Well, this was Smo's first game as Adam Smotherman as the strength and conditioning coordinator for the University of Virginia Cavaliers. He came away with a win. I mean, they played the Spiders, but Richmond's no pushover. They strapped up on Eastern a couple of years ago in a playoff game. So,
yep. No, that's awesome. I didn't know that. He's not at Clemson anymore?
No, he is the strength and conditioning coordinator for the Virginia Cavaliers.
Oh, man, awesome. Good.
Yep, a true story. But anyway, Coach, it's always good to talk to you. Good luck Friday night, and thanks for being on Inside the Headset.
Absolutely, Stuart. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.